Hello from the Dreamboard Discord server. I'm ShadowsPub, bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own post or someone else's you really liked. Take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, add your post link to the text channel and come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay, you can share by text, but text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Alright, and we'll get started. And Bipolar is going to lead us off. And we wait. Bipolar, you're up.
Investor Polar.
There she is.
Hi everyone, good evening. So I thought Amy is going to be leading, and I was already taking a shower, and I heard Bipolar is going to be leading.
So,
Okay,
are you
so
telling us that you're coming to us from the shower?
Yes, I
am. Okay, what are you washing away here? Tell us about this.
Okay, so this is a response to the Indio digital prompt, and it was talking about AI revolution, and then human innovative technology and stuff like that. So they were like, what jobs should AI replace? What human jobs should AI take? And what human jobs should AI not take over? So in my opinion, I have friends that kind of like do these really dangerous jobs, and then they tell me about it, and I kind of like, I just find myself yelling. And sometimes there was a time my friend told me that somebody lost a finger in his workplace because the person was not putting on the right PPE. And then the other one was talking about how he needs to wash when he's taking his bath with hot water whenever he goes on the field because of chemical residue. Or is it the one that goes on the ground for gas leakage? So there's so many dangerous jobs out there that I don't think human beings should be doing, because the life is very precious. So in situations like that, I think AI should carry it on. So that's just basically what I talked about.
There's a role for everything, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly, there is.
I think AI is going to take a lot of jobs, fundamentally change a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it will. And there are other jobs that they can always assist. In fact, all the jobs, I think AI has a place in all the jobs to make it easier than what we are used to, but not totally replace, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see once it shakes out. You know, I do recall concerns about computers taking jobs, and yet they didn't seem to.
But the computers, yeah, exactly. When people say AI is going to take over all the jobs, and I hear people say, basically as a human being, you need to innovate, because in business they told us innovate or die. But regardless, AI will still need humans to function effectively or efficiently, because I just feel the innovations with AI go as far as the human brain. So the more we advance, AI is kind of like coming behind us. That's just what I feel.
We're truly living in interesting times.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Thank you, Bipolar. And Calvin.
Thank you.
You are up. By the way, there are draws running in the show's draws for show channel, in case you haven't checked them out. Good question, Amy. Thank you for the tag on her.
Okay, so this post I saw is about abuse in relationship. Something I've been thinking about for a while. What person can you do? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little hard to hear. Your sound is a little crackly. I'm not sure what's going on there, but let's try.
Okay. Well, I said this post I wrote to, it's about relationships and abuse, and how certain people just allow themselves become abused in relationships because they do not know, or like they have not understood the meaning of love and what is in a relationship. It's it's quite interesting. I said it, so you just go through it and probably learn it enough to think.
Thank you, Calvin. I caught some of it. I couldn't catch it all. I'm going to suggest go and have a look at the post, folks. So it looks as though the post has got to do with relationship between couples. That's always a good thing to get perspective on. Thank you, Calvin. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, first I wanted to say the name I just typed in chat. Two of us pimped a post by this lady last week, and I pronounced her name Coloring I Ship. And I got to wondering, where the heck did she come up with that name? So I finally went to her blog, scrolled all the way down past hundreds of posts to the bottom, and read her intro. And it's coloring is hip, meaning it's good. Yeah, so I just thought I would mention that in case anyone else was wondering.
So
coloring is hip.
When she says coloring is hip, is she talking about like coloring in coloring books or other things?
Just in general, coloring, painting, adding color to life, whatever.
That's cool. I like that.
But I think she does do some. I think she does do some coloring as well as art. Well, I was actually able to get another post out just a few minutes ago. Actually, it's literally hot off the press.
Whoa.
This is talking about the Silver Gold Stackers community on Hive that collects precious metals. They have a periodic raffle called the Monster Raffle, and I'm pretty sure I shared about it here in Pimp Your Post Thursday last summer when they had it. And anybody can enter the raffle. Anybody can buy the tickets and get a chance to win some silver, which is cool. And I happened to buy a few tickets myself, and I won a prize. And it took it until now to get here. That the raffle was in July. And the person who I won the piece from lived in Wales. And he sent one piece in the mail. It never got here. So he sent a second piece, and it was opened by customs and returned to him with a note. And I don't know what the note said. He didn't say. So this was the third attempt to get it to me. And Wow. It was just amazing. It's almost 6 months passed. And then the funny thing is, the last raffle we had before this one, the same guy who I won the prize from this time won a piece of silver from me. And when I sent my silver to him, it took 2.5 months to get there. And it was just so weird. I don't know what was going on. And it may be the postal service in this country or his country. It could be the customs. I suspect it's customs that was holding it up, but I don't know. But anyway, this is a really cute little piece of artwork on the front. It's a human foot that is decorated to look like a Christmas tree with a star on top. And it's done because it's in conjunction with the World Land Trust, who raises money to buy and then protect environmentally threatened land, which I thought was a wonderful thing. And this little artwork with the foot as the Christmas tree was designed by the daughter of the guy who sent me the silver. It's really cool, and that is her actual footprint from years ago when she was a little girl, and it's just a really cool thing. But so you can read a little bit about this this particular piece of silver and what the markings and symbology on it is. At the bottom of the post, I actually put a map from World Map Pen that shows the location of the islands where this piece of silver came from. It's just a cool thing. And then if you follow Silver Gold Stackers, you'll know about the next raffle that they have. And I guess that's it, unless somebody has questions.
Very nice. What is a Niue? Niue?
That is the actual island nation in the Pacific. It's pronounced Niue or Niue, and it's just a little island that was claimed by New Zealand, who of course is part of the UK. So that's why it's got Her Majesty's portrait on the piece.
No, they're part of the Commonwealth. That doesn't make them part of the UK. New Zealand.
I might have to move there.
I get kind of lost on all of this the governance stuff, but yeah, New Zealand claimed the island as part of their territory, and then New Zealand became, part of the Commonwealth in some way, shape, or form. It's called the Realm of New Zealand, and they honor the monarch there in the UK as their monarch, just like Canada does. But exactly how their government may differ or is similar to Canada's government, I don't know. It just gets so muddled with all these colonies and commonwealths and territories and
it's pretty
everything.
Straightforward. You know. There's not actually any colonies of Britain these days. There is the Commonwealth of countries, and they're all sovereign states that have agreed to remain in relationship with each other. We're all sovereign countries, and if you say we're part of the UK, you're liable to get pushed back heavily. That's why I corrected you.
Well, that's why I tried to carefully word it the way I did in the post. I tried to be very careful so that I didn't get into trouble.
Yeah, if you just say they're part of the Commonwealth, it just leaves it nice and safe. Keeps it simple. I don't know, I think I've shared this with you before, that there's a protocol of, when the sovereign travels from the UK to Canada, there actually is a protocol that there is a British flight crew that leaves the UK, and midway across the Atlantic, a Canadian flight crew takes over, and at that point, the King of England becomes the King of Canada. So that when he lands in Canada, he is the Canadian sovereign. That's just how completely independent we are.
Oh yeah, that does sound vaguely familiar now that you mention it.
It sounds a little weird, but you kind of understand it when you're into protocol. And I would imagine that Australia and New Zealand probably have a similar type of protocol.
Yeah, and even in the United States, we don't have a sovereign here, but no monarchy, but we do still have this weird system that this particular island is a protectorate, and this other island is a territory, and this other island is a state, and whatnot, and it just, oh gosh, it just gets so muddled, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never quite understood that, and I understand that Puerto Rico is a territory that is supposed to eventually get statehood, but has never got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much correct, but what constitutes a protectorate versus a territory? I mean, it just seems like needless complication to me. I don't know, but that's the same exact way I feel about the UK and all of its holdings, in what you're calling the Commonwealth. They're talking dominions, the dominions and realms and all this stuff, and I can't keep up with.
But part of the problem, though, Kitty, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you, is remove the idea that the UK has any holdings. It's the Crown that has the holdings. It's a separate entity. So take the UK out of
Well,
this.
that actually adds a layer of complication to it all in my mind. But
No, it takes the
I understand what you're
out.
saying. I understand what you're saying, but it is adding another layer of complication in my head.
If you take the UK out as the center pin and put the Crown in as the center pin, then the UK just becomes one of the strings instead of the center pin. Does that make a little more sense?
Maybe. It still seems so needlessly complicated.
Well, it's just the fact that the countries that were formerly colonies were willing to stay in it's kind of a fraternal relationship with each other.
Well, and it may not seem complicated to you because you grew up with it, and it's the way it's always been in your head. But for those of us on the outside looking in and trying to figure out what's going on in this building, it just seems crazy.
Well,
but looking into our own
thing.
building, like I said, there's craziness too.
Here's the thing. I grew up with it, but had no idea I was growing up with it because nobody talked about the head of state. They barely talked about the government. We weren't taught this stuff.
And that's really the safest and best way to live, not to talk about the government.
Well, that's kind of good until situations come up, where you need to have some understanding of the government. And I'm seeing that play out in this country big time. One of the things that I'm seeing the last week is people going, the Governor General hasn't done her job because, she did what Trudeau asked. Yeah, she did her job, but they don't understand how government works. And I think you probably get the same thing down there. People don't understand how government works, and they're pissed off because it's supposedly working wrong. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, and there's so many little tiny ins and outs that hardly ever come up. Like,
yeah.
Before we started PYPT, Sarge had said something about, the Constitutional Convention. And I'll bet you that the majority of the average person on the street here, that was born and raised here, doesn't even know what a constitutional convention is, nor what it does, nor when it might be held, because it's something that rarely comes up.
Exactly. And, Sarge, I think you're right that there are a lot of Americans that think that the president is king, which is really ironic when you guys fought a war to make sure you didn't have one.
Oh, my God. People quote the Constitution and the founding fathers of this country like people quote the Bible.
Yep.
Badly. And I'm knowledgeable enough about both as a former seminarian and former political activist that I make sure people know that they're misquoting.
Oh, bet you that goes over well.
Never does, but then again, I was never one to blow smoke up people's tuchuses anyway.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so if you go to the Silver Gold Stackers community by clicking the link at the top of my post and subscribe to that community, you can see when the next raffle is going to be. It comes up randomly. It's not always the same time every year, so you got to watch for it.
Sorry, I was just distracted. There was a lady that is very near to those fires in Los Angeles, and I just saw a notice that she's checked in, so I was pleased to see that. Yes, check out the Stackers. They've been a very active community on Hive for some time. We had a little conversation in Crypto and Cola yesterday about active communities, and that's one to remember that is active. Because a lot of them aren't. Yeah, they have. All All right, Amy, you're up. Oh, we've got a couple of draw winners here. Michelle got the first one, and Onion Yi Chi. I will get that right one of these days. Chi got 3.
Onion Ye Chi.
Oh, Amy's got her post up, and she's O Yin Ye Chi, not the on, right? O Yin Ye Chi. Okay, well, we'll try if I can remember. You gotta remember, I'm getting old. How important is phone aesthetics to you? Talking about your wallpaper and themes. How do you like yours? Well, I shared my love for dark themes and fancy fonts, but there's still one thing I struggle to keep up with. When it comes to my phone aesthetics, do you know what it is? You might have a good suggestion for me. Click to find out. That's something I never actually think about, is phone aesthetics. But I'm not like a lot of you guys in here that use your phone for just about everything. It's like your lifeline, isn't it? That's a good question. Where is Abanad? Yes, I've gathered that, bipolar. It's amazing the amount of stuff that you guys actually can do on your phones. And Sarge, you're up.
Okay, dokie, give me a second, let me see. I think, nope, that's the wrong one. Oopsie doopsie, sorry. That one?
I don't know.
That one.
Show it to us. We'll tell you whether it's that one.
Ah, I found it. Copy. Which? Yeah, it's not like when I was in my apartment, I had 2 screens. I gotta do the old Alt-Tab thing. Or Control-Tab. One of those. Anyway, hello everybody, and I'm glad to see y'all here at PYPT after the holidays, and I hope y'all had good holidays. So that out the way, let's go to the post. This post is by a fella called They Call Me Dan. Now, most of the folks in here, I think they know who They Call Me Dan is, and it's not me. It's another guy, and he's a, you call him a hive whale. He's a former professional poker player. And he does a lot. He's very closely associated with 3Speak. Actually, he's one of the founders of 3Speak, the video thingy they have for Hive. Anyway, he's got this post. And if y'all is looking to earn some Hive on a post that you do, he gives some rules in here. And it's posh time, he says. And what you do is you write a post about the 3 things you love most about Hive. I've started my post, but Shadows knows it takes me like a week to write a 500-word post. I go crazy with it. But, yeah, you write your post, and then you put a link of your post to the comment section of his post, of this post I just shared, and then you share it on social media somewhere. X, they always like you to do X, or formerly known as Twitter, and I'd assume if you put it on like all your social postings and everything, you might get a bigger vote. I don't know if you will or not, but there that is. So you all might take a look, see, and it was 4 days ago, so you still got time, I guess, to go ahead and make you a posh post about Hive. Maybe you could plug the show in your post. Say, I love ShadowsPubs and the Tiger Lilies and the Kitty Girl on the PYPT show. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarge. I know for some of you this will not be a problem for the simple fact that you post most of your links on Twitter now. I see you pop up in my feed every now and again.
Yeah, if you get 100% upvote from They Call Me Dan, y'all done something right there, because he's got a lot of hive.
He does. Yep, that should be some fun for you. All right, thanks, Dan. Okay, let's see how my memory works. Onni Yen Chi, you're up. And how close did I get? Better than before, but not quite there, right? Okay, she says, this is all about how I took a big risk to salvage a situation, even though I could be penalized for it, despite the fact that I did a good thing. Ooh. She says, close enough. Onion Yi Chi said, close enough. There we go. That's always a hard one to deal with when you do the right thing and you still end up in problems. Okay, now you guys are telling me different ways of saying it. Right thing at the wrong time. True enough, bipolar.
Yeah, I think regarding the name, they've taken some clues from Pravesh.
It does appear to be. Speaking of which, that's somebody I didn't think to tag. We'll tag him.
GG, stop it.
I will not.
Go in with the mama. Good girl.
Okay, Artemis, you're up.
Okay. When I first saw this post by Shadows, the picture reminded me of a dandelion when it's gone to seed. And I thought, how in the heck does radiance fit that? And then I read the quote, and it kind of did connect. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a word I spent a lot of time with to come up with that quote. Usually the process just reveals it, but I had to go a little further on that one.
That is a lovely picture, too. You have some great art that comes up in these things.
Yeah.
It sure is.
That one actually, I had some other images that I actually thought would have been ranked higher, and I was actually surprised at the ranking this one got. So what I mean by that is I go through the images and I select the ones that I think are the closest to representing the word, and then I take it into ChatGPT and get ChatGPT to analyze the image and rank it for how close it comes to the theme, which is the word, how high it ranks as far as personal growth and spiritual journey, and then there's an overall formula that I have to give a final score. And I was actually surprised this one came up at the top. So, some days are more interesting than others. Hey, Luchelle, you are up. And while we're waiting for Luchelle, who won the 5 HBI? Guess what? Luchelle won the 5 HBI. You know,
That is so freaky how that happens so often.
Exactly.
Whoever is about to present has won the most recent prize. I can't get over that.
yeah, it seems to be either just before or just after the person is presented. And this one was just before. All right, Luchelle, tell us about this. I see unmuted or unmiked, but I don't see you lighting up. You might want to drop out and come back in and see what happens. They're not hearing you. Wonder if she's hearing me. There she goes. Let's give her a moment. There's Pravesh. All right, try again, Luchelle. Now I hear you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah! I want the 1 HBI and 5 HBI. That's my New Year gift. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pimp Your Post Thursday. Okay. Happy New Year, everyone. How are you doing?
We're all
By the
here.
way, Shadows,
Yes, ma'am.
that name is pronounced as Onyinyechi. Onyinyechi.
Now,
Onyinyechi means God's gift.
it means
Yeah, I
what?
think so. It's God's. Yes. Onyinyechi. Okay, back to my post. The Hive Niger community asked us to write about one thing that could happen to you this year that will make the year the best, the memorable, the beautiful, like the best ever. And in that post, I talked about that one thing that I've been dreaming of. That's been a long time dream of mine, right from when I was growing up. Yes. And to find out what it was I talked about, I think you should go read the post. Thank you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people may have that same dream. Ebenet couldn't join the voice channel. That's weird. Let's see what we can do.
Not many people actually have that same dream. It's not the usual thing people dream about. Yes,
Seriously?
it's not.
Oh, Ebenet's in there now. Interesting. Well, go and check out that dream and find out what we're talking about, and then see if it's something you've dreamed as well. You don't want to know my dream for sure. Okay, we'll leave that one alone there, Pravesh. Ricky, you're up. All right, come and tell us about this.
Hello, Shadows. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Shadows,
New Year.
I missed you. Did you miss me?
I'm easy to find.
Okay. Amy, thanks for the tag. I'm actually on my way out, but I just want to quickly pimp this post. I wrote the post today for the free writers community, and it's a picture prompt. So the way I interpreted the picture was that it's brought back memories of a time that I get crashed a party. So you can check it out and leave a comment.
That is kind of a party image, isn't it? Definitely belongs to a party story.
I like that ring. That's nice. I wonder what kind of stone is in it.
That's a good question.
So it might be amethyst. It's purplish.
Or it could be a ruby or a garnet.
Yeah, it could be that too. It's very pretty.
It is. Okay, now I'm totally confused on how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to go to Chi, you're up. And she's going to present by text. Yep, I gotta give you the counter there. And she says, come on up on the screen. There we go. I like having the post up. Okay, this is all about how we have let the fact that the male child was preferred over the female in the olden days to now center only on the female in our current days, repeating the same thing with a different gender. Why is it we always have to put our focus on one instead of multiple? Alright, check that post out. Thank you, G.
Very well written.
She is a beautiful writer. That's what I like about PYPT is we get the good writers in here.
Both genders. No one is to be left behind. It's like one of the Marine Corps sayings.
Exactly.
Don't leave anybody out.
And Pravesh, you're up.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
How are you? How is everybody?
Good to hear you, stranger.
Okay, so this will be my first post for... Huh?
You've been missed.
Oh, thank you. I missed everyone, yeah.
Glad to see you back.
Yeah. So... what is a bedroom voice? Amy?
I think the other term is she thinks your voice is sexy.
Okay. Okay, let's focus on the post. I don't know how to take the compliment. Thank you.
I think you took it just right, Pravesh. I think you took it just right.
Okay. So this post is from Jamie. Oh, Jimmy, is it? I don't know. But she talked about 2024 on Hive and what she made a lot of friends and how they helped her, and she had love, she had joy, she had fun. And it's like a very well written post about Hive and what it offers, how it helps you make like good friends and connect with a lot of people from around the world. So it's a well read. Everyone should read it and see why she loves it so much.
Very nice. There's another good writer. Jimmy is a good writer.
Yeah, very good writer.
Yeah, she hasn't visited us very often either lately.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Pravesh.
Thank you. And now I should go back to my previous voice. I have a girl, you know.
Bye. I think you can keep whatever voice you like.
Okay.
Unless your girl gets jealous easy, I think you can use whatever voice you want.
I can't take that risk. Sorry.
Pardon?
I can't take that risk. I don't know if you.
Good idea.
Okay.
Good idea. All right, Artemis, you are up. By the way, Pravesh, I think your voice is just fine.
Well, I was looking around, going through some posts of people that I follow, and I found this fantastic idea. Do you have any of those old books that you just cherish, but they're really falling apart, but you don't want to get rid of them? You could turn them into lanterns. Who would have ever thought of this idea? Check it out.
Books into lanterns.
Pretty neat idea. I have a few books that the pages are falling out and no one can really read them because they don't know if the page is actually there or gone or... But I remember reading them, so...
That's kind of neat.
Huh.
So, Artemis, did you ever post your story about how you turned a flour sifter into a lamp?
I think a really long time ago.
Ah, that would be a good one to share.
I guess I should
Redo.
maybe rewrite it.
Did you do it in Hive or did you do it on your blog?
Definitely on my blog. I'm not sure if I did it on Hive.
Might want to do that.
That's a good idea. So I won't tell you about it. I'll just post about it.
Perfect plan. I'm just watching the story scroll up here. And Luchelle, you are up. Wait a minute. The draw has come up for the NFT. Amy got that. Luchelle, your streak is broken. Amy got the NFT.
Congrats.
She'll survive her streak being broken. Oh, I must not have clicked the link right. Okay. Tell us about this.
Artemis, that's not fair. Why are you glad that my streak was broken? I'm crying.
I think she was glad that Amy won the NFT, not that your streak was broken.
Okay. That's fair enough. All right. The post is about my journey on Hive. Actually, I'm 2 years on Hive, yes. December 29th made it 2 years. I talked about it, a little bit about, yes, my journey on Hive, my growth and my little achievements. Yes, I'm still growing. I'm still a Mino. Is it Mino or Minnow? Don't know how that's pronounced, but I'm still trying to find my feet on Hive and, grabbing all the little HBDs, Hives, and all of that tokens I can get. So read the post to know how far I've journeyed on Hive. Thank you very much.
Top 3 communities: Hive, Ninja, free compliments, and free writers.
Well, congratulations
Yep.
on your what's the word I'm thinking of?
I'm actually surprised that you didn't have a higher number on the number of posts, because you've been pretty active.
Yeah, I tried to.
That's okay. It'll come. You should go after Amy's streak. Amy's got her 1 year, 365 days. Although you're supposed to start that on January the 1st to get the badge, but you can still do it without, and you get all those weeks and months.
Yeah, I tried to, but it's not actually easy. I have work to do and have other things. So
It's not
cleaning
easy.
up is not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it, but But let's
Maybe
see how this year goes.
maybe set yourself a month or 1 month that you're going to target doing posting every day of the month, and then give yourself a break and do another month.
Yeah, I'll actually do that this year.
It takes a bit of
Thank you
building up
very
too. Thank you, Luchelle. Abinette, what do you got for us today? She's typing.
Hi everyone. So I want to share this post I made yesterday about my little exchange system in gifting things I do not want anymore or do not even want. So it's a case about what you do to the gifts you get that you do not want. And as you can see from my title, I have the system that I use to distribute gifts that I receive but do not want. So please check it out. Happy New Year. Bye.
A little exchange system.
That's a good idea.
We're going to be doing that in March, sister and I, because we're rolling out from here, and weight is a big thing in this camper.
Right. So you toss off some of the weight.
Yeah, we give it stuff away to people, what we don't know who to give it to or whatever. They have a laundry room here at the campsite we're at, so you just take everything in there and put a little sign and say, take what you want.
So what happens with what's left?
Well, I guess it sits in there and collects dust, because I don't know. I think the housekeeper's on strike or something. I scrubbed up the shower room today. It was nasty.
Ew.
We do something similar in our apartment building. We have a laundry room, and when you have something that you don't want anymore, you put it on the shelf down in the laundry room. It seems to work pretty good. I put an old ice cream maker and an old food mill down there a few days ago, and they're gone now.
Geez, I guess
They used to do that at the recycling center near me. They had a little place where you could leave things that you didn't want, but you felt badly about throwing it in the landfill. And yeah, it was almost like a little free exchange. It was wonderful.
I don't know about you guys, but
nice.
it costs to take stuff to the landfill around here, so that sort of thing is great.
Yeah, and then it gets reused.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
an
it
old...
costs a little bit of money here if you're say you're demolishing a house or you've got a whole trailer load of brush. Yeah, they'll charge you a little bit to bring that in. But just if you have an old coffee maker that doesn't work and it gets just thrown in the compactor, it doesn't cost anything.
Well, if you take a trip into the dump here, you generally take, a fair amount of stuff. You wouldn't go for just one or two items. And if you bring it in bags, you have to have these tags on it. And the tags are $2.75. No, they're up to $4 now.
Ooh.
So it's, up to 30 pounds can go into the bag. And if you bring it in without a bag, what they do is they weigh the vehicle as you go into the dump. And as you come out, they weigh you again, and you pay per pound on what you offloaded.
Well,
That's
down
the same
here,
way.
if you live in the city limits of a town or a city, there's usually free garbage service, that you don't have to pay for. But if you live out in the county like I do, you have to take your own garbage to the dump. And if you're just coming in with a car that has a bag or two in the trunk, that's the kind of thing that you don't have to pay for. But if you're bringing in a lot of stuff, yeah, then you got to pay.
Yeah, it's interesting how the different areas set it up. So we put out recycling, and it goes out in plastic and cardboard in separate containers. Then we put out a compost bin as well. And then everything else goes into a garbage bag. And what goes into the garbage bag is what you've got to pay the $4 for. So the more you recycle, the lower you can keep your cost of putting out garbage down.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah. So we've
Now,
got
the way they do it here, they have a compactor you can put bags of garbage in from your kitchen garbage can or something, and then they have a separate area where you drop off your glass and your metal, and they have a special place for electronics. If you're getting rid of an old phone or an old computer or whatever, and they send that off to a center that pulls out the precious metals and stuff. It's a wonderful system.
Yeah, the more that they can recycle out of the system, the better. So there's a second-hand store here in town. It's run as a charity, and it puts a lot of funds back into the community. And every now and again, somebody will, instead of going to the dump with stuff that is just garbage, they'll dump it at their back door as a donation. And then they get upset when the charity says, please don't just put it at the door. We have to inspect it to make sure that we can actually utilize it and accept it. Because they don't want the cost of taking it to the dump, which, since they're a charity, is reasonable. And you ought to see the people that get pissy about it.
Oh, they have the same thing here with the Salvation Army, and when I used to be helping with them, when I was homeless and I stayed at the Salvation Army, yeah, people would come and just bring garbage. Pretty much just
they don't
lay it
want to
there
pay to
as
get
a
rid of it.
donation. And, we'd have to sort through it, and and it was hard because, the Salvation Army, they got to pay to have this disposed of, because we'd have like this huge dumpster, like you see on construction sites.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the junk, that they couldn't resell, they'd throw in that thing, and then they had to pay. Oh,
yeah, they'd
cramp.
have to pay to rent the bin, and they'd have to pay to have it hauled away.
Oh,
that sounds painful.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I get these jolly horses. It's old age is what it is.
Pravesh, you're up. Abinad wants to be compensated for missing his draws. Good luck on that, Abinad. Go for it, Pravesh.
Okay, so New Year, but old tradition.
Uh-huh.
So, Queen Star, she has not posted in a while. And you know the drill now. Or maybe for the new guys, what you have to do is go on her post, downvote her, and comment, put some swear words. That will be enough. And
you didn't say put swear words, did you?
Oh, maybe did. I added a new year, new words. It works like that.
No swear words, please.
Every year we will add something like extra. If she doesn't come, yeah. So yeah, she's a great writer, but I don't know why she's not writing. Maybe she's busy and all.
Yeah, it's possible. Looks like she's playing Splinterlands.
Yeah, she loves Splinterlands. How
By
many actually posts? Depends on the quality of it. Try it first.
Yes, so she's playing Splinterlands, clearly. This is a good thing.
Okay, the one where she responds back, maybe I will do something.
So you've got to get her engaged so that she responds. Does she not usually respond?
Probably not. I don't know if she is that active on Hive. She is on Discord though.
I would suggest that you don't say Pravesh sent me, because she will not respond.
Yeah. Don't tell them everything, Shadows. We are a team. Don't make me lose money.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's good to see that she's active, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Pravesh.
Thank you.
Abinad, you are up.
So, I mean, of course, I have to share my needlework posts, and this week I'm going to share this glory dress I made as part of my beach collection. So last year I wanted to make a beach collection, but I kept on postponing. So, something happened to me in the latter part of 2024, and I just said, okay, now is the time to go after my dreams. So I began last year, and I'm continuing this year, and I thought I was going to just be crocheting, but I came up with an idea to add a little bit of sewing, and in every sewing project of mine, I find a way to learn something new. So in this particular project, I wanted to learn how to gather fabrics, and I learned it in a very simple way, even though I felt like so many times I didn't give up. So you check out the post. Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
Looks like you did a really nice job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is Amy teaching you how to do this?
Actually, I'll go for lessons from her later. But this particular dress, it was Glory D on Hive who taught me certain things about gathering. So yeah, that's why I named the dress after her.
Nice.
So I did add something. So with my beach project, anybody that teaches me something about the project, I named the project after them. That's what I'm doing now. So yeah. So Amy will have a top or dress coming from me soon, named after her. I mean,
Neat way to start the year. Amy wants to know if you mean that.
oh yeah, I do, and bipolar too. Before she kills me.
Thank you, Abinad. Stay alive. Artemis, you're up.
I found a newbie. There's someone who just put their introduction post up. His name's Bamfy. Let's give him some love.
Bamfy. For a minute, I had to look twice. I thought, did she get Bambi to join?
I wish. She didn't realize you were my sister yesterday until later. I'm like, oh, real? I'm sorry.
Oh!
Couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
I wasn't actually sure who she was other than she's a friend of yours.
It's Tammy.
Ah, okay. So, what drew you to this about Bamfy, other than the fact Bamfy is new?
Bamfy is new. That's what drew it to me. I was going through, you know how you go through, excuse me, people that you follow, and then you go through, you just kind of look around. And I just thought, put intro into the search and went, oh, this person looks interesting. Oh, and he's new. Let's keep him here.
So it says he's in Nigeria, but that picture looks like it could have come from somewhere in Ontario, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah, it looks like one of the lakes in Ontario.
I see the terminal has, I've been away a while. What's the terminal?
Kitty girl, let's you explain that one.
The terminal is a Discord server that lets people come in and ask questions. We were originally geared towards newbies to the blockchain, coming in to learn the etiquette and workings of the blockchain. But we have veteran posters, on Hive that have been here 5-6 years and just forgot how something works or never quite understood something, and they'll come in and ask questions and we answer them, and we try to coach people in the best way to do posts on Hive, how to properly source images, how to give credit where credit is due, how to promote their posts in different communities, the proper usage of hashtags, and so forth and so on. And it's just a great place for people to kind of chill and have fun and meet each other and network.
Oh, wow. When you have a sec, could you please send me an invite?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be happy to.
Yeah, we've talked about the terminal, and in particular, James, Hey, Have You Met project during the Crypto and Cola shows on Wednesday.
And funny thing that I put an icon in chat to promote a post, and it's about Hey, Have You Met, which ties in perfectly with the terminal. So stay tuned till I get called.
Which is coming up shortly. And I have Lucielle up next. I see Amy typing. There she is. I see her typing. All right. Tell us about this, Lucielle.
Okay, it's just a very simple post I made about my first time of seeing a honeycomb, yes. And the first time of to a bee. Okay, I traveled to my sister's place to spend the holiday with them, and the husband's brother has an apiary. Is it apiary?
Yeah.
I don't know how it's pronounced, but yes.
Sounded pretty good to me.
Yes.
It's the way I'd pronounce it.
Yeah, okay. So they harvested the honeycombs, and
Oh, did we lose you? Uh-oh, we lost your voice out. Try dropping out and coming back. There you are. Now you're back.
So I had to eat, but I removed the honey. Yes. I also ate it, and it was sweet. I think even sweeter than the honey itself, and nutritious too. Yes, I was told. So every other thing about the honeycomb and the bee I saw, and how to stay safe from being bitten by a bee is written in that post. So please go check it out. Thank you.
So you enjoyed your experience with fresh honeycomb?
Of course I did. I did.
How could you not, right? So raw honey, which of course is what's in the honeycomb, will never go bad. Never. And yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It's very nutritious.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best nutritions on the planet. What were you going to say?
Yeah, actually, when I was told there was an apiary around, very close to their house, my interest got piqued. I tried snooping around to know where exactly it was, but I couldn't continue on my journey because I felt some bee buzzing around, so I ran back home.
And then you overcame it.
Yes, that was the second day on my stroll. And I went, second day on my stroll, I now passed the apiary, and I was able to capture the beehive. Yes. It's like a box-like structure, something very small, but has a lot of bee in them.
Yeah, the only time I bring honey into the house is when it's unpasteurized. It's raw honey. I don't buy the commercial honey that's in the stores.
It's actually difficult to get the raw honey here. Even when they tell it's original, it's raw, they do mix some things, some substances. Some do add sugar, some do add icing sugar, all sorts of stuff to it. So getting a pure honey here, but I call it a Herculean task.
Well, good place to go then is to an apiary.
The thing about honey never going bad always blows my mind. But I have heard it said that when they went into the pyramids and started to explore them, they found jars of honey that were in there for thousands of years.
Yep.
And they were perfectly viable. They checked it. And, it had not spoiled or gone bad. And that's just amazing to me.
It's the only substance on the earth that I'm aware of that is like that. I've never heard of another one.
Neither have I. I think you're correct about that.
And it's just amazing. And then when you look at all the health benefits from it, it's just like, it's like nature's perfect food.
Yeah, and that's really sad that Lucille says it's hard to find raw honey where she lives, that they add sugars or other things. I mean, gosh, come on, people. It's perfect as it is.
Exactly.
I remember my daughter breaking out in a really bad rash because I'd bought the wrong laundry detergent. And I didn't have anything at hand. I didn't have any prescription creams. So I thought, well, honey, let's try that. And it calmed it right down.
Yeah. And when she got, didn't have to itch anymore, she was able to lick it off, right?
Well, Megan.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, I think why they add the sweetness to it is maybe if they were able to get 2 or 3 bottles, the pure honey, 2 or 3 bottles, they will not add the sweetener and then the other substances. I don't really know what they do. They add it so that they'll get more.
Oh, to stretch it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Well, they do the same thing with the commercial honeys over here as well.
Wow.
It's just a shame. But it's a shame that you can't get better access to the raw honey, too.
It is very, very good for allergies, but having said that, you want to get a local honey. Like sister and I, we never buy honey in the grocery store because it's probably imported from Timbuktu somewhere. We'll go to like a local farmer's market or roadside stand. Actually, we have a fella, he's not even a half mile down the road down here. He sells eggs and local honey and all of that. And sister and I, we take it. It's good for allergies. Very, very good for allergies.
Yeah,
but it has to be local.
You're right on that, Sarge, because if you go from one area to another, the flavor of the honey will change a little bit depending on the source of it.
Right, because those honeybees, yeah, because them honeybees, they, if it's local, that's where they're getting their nectar from and their pollens and everything, and that's the stuff that causes you the allergies, all them pollens.
Well, I've known some people in the past that have no allergy issues, but they still take like a tablespoon of honey every morning and eat it just for general health and well-being.
Oh, yeah, I do that with cinnamon. I get cinnamon sticks. I save this stick. Well, y'all know what a tightwad I am. I'm not a Jew by birth, but, instead of Irish, I should have been Scottish because I'm tight as hell using a stereotype of the Scotch. But not the drinking Scotch, the nationality. But, yeah, I'll take a cinnamon stick and I put it in my coffee, and every time I have a new cup of coffee, and then if I'm done drinking coffee for the day, I'll keep that cinnamon stick and I'll put it in other drinks because it's very good for inflammation. And at my age, I have a lot of inflammations.
Yes, we all do. So you started a good conversation. I was going to say you started a good conversation, Lucielle, but she's left us. Kitty girl, you're up.
Well, the discussion we were having is a perfect example of how useful Pimp Your Post Thursday can be, but so many good things come out of Pimp Your Post Thursday, including, hey, have you met? Back in 2018, there was somebody who came to the blockchain and was very impressed at how their Introduce Yourself post was received and people welcoming them to the chain. So they decided to return the favor by searching out the Introduce Yourself posts and making sure that the new people felt welcome. Well, she mentioned that at Pimp Your Post Thursday, and it was suggested, well, why don't you start an official project? Get the at Hey Have You Met name and do it there instead of doing it on your personal blog. So she did. And from 2018 till now, Hey Have You Met is still going. And James Russell, who has been here in Pimp Your Post Thursday many a time in the past as Graybeard, is the main person who is spearheading the project right now. And he scans the blockchain every day for Introduce Yourself posts, and then he does his due diligence. He checks out the account to make sure that they are putting forth a good effort and not just, generating a shit post, as we call it, usually. Also make sure that the user isn't somebody who's been blacklisted and is sneaking back in under another name and so forth. And he also tries to make sure to feature posts in the daily Hey Have You Met compilation that have not received much rewards on the blockchain. If a new user comes in and they suddenly have $40-50 in rewards, he won't feature them. But the people who are earning very, very little on their posts, they're the ones who end up in the daily Hey Have You Met post. And it's a wonderful thing that he's doing, and it's a great way to support the new users on the blockchain. I mean, an upvote on the daily Hey Have You Met post would be greatly appreciated. But if you check out the users that are mentioned in it and, give them a little bit of encouragement, it could go a long way in onboarding people to the blockchain. And it was because of Hey Have You Met that the lady who started it finally said, oh, we need a place to where users can come ask questions and learn the etiquette and workings of the blockchain. And it's from that project that the terminal was born.
And interestingly enough, in this post that Kitty Girl has shared, guess who is featured in that post?
There's Bamfy.
Yeah. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I added a little piece of a post I'm making right now for that contest. Well, not contest, but the posh, they call me Dan thing. And that was just a portion of the post there. I gave a little, don't worry, Shadows, I pimped the Pimp Your Thursday.
I know.
So
you
that's
always
in
do.
the post.
You always do.
So that's in the post under the Dreamport part of, but I haven't posted the post yet because I'm not happy with it. I'm struggling with footnotes. But anyway.
All right. Thank you, Kitty Girl and Sarge. And Artemis, you're up.
I don't know. Well, I guess it's just us here. If you guys, I know some of you have been playing around with Blue Sky. I never thought about it being decentralized or not. And apparently it's partially decentralized. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, they've put themselves out there as being decentralized. I hadn't really paid too much attention to it because I didn't really think it mattered. It's not exactly attached to a blockchain.
Yeah,
I've never actually looked at Blue Sky. Have you tried it yet, Artemis?
Yeah, it's kind of an alternative to X. I was told that there weren't as many people that I'm not too that I want to stay away from. Let's just put it that way. But I have found the occasional one there that has something rude to say, but I just kind of politely fluff them off and they stay away. So it is a little better than X, but it's very similar to X.
Well,
yeah, I've joined it.
I've been looking at the Canadian feed over the last few days since the events of Monday, and I find the conversations a whole lot more civil than what it would be over on the cesspool known as Twitter.
True.
Yeah, I tried it out. I'm on there. I haven't really done anything with it because I just haven't done anything with it.
Well,
but I joined it.
I've been posting my echoes over there.
Oh, that's probably good.
Yeah. Okay, it looks as though we've run out the list for today. And you've been listening to ShadowsPub, host Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us at PYPT, and join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. Oh, bye, Wilma.